All right. Let's kick things off, folks. So today is the first of the month. So we are gonna be doing or the first meeting of the month, I should say. Um, so we're gonna do a roadmap uh session today to start this meeting off. And I will pull that up right away. All right. So let's start off with what we have planned. Just an update on any of these issues here. So as far as I know, this is in the same state that it exists in here. I don't think work has begun on any of the other language families for this RFC. Um, has anyone here done anything related to this kind of work that they'd like to share? If not, that's fine. I don't think this was high up on our list of priorities. It doesn't look that way. So, we can move on. Um, auto-generate reference documentation. I also don't think this has moved forward much, if at all. And uh, yeah, I don't know of any updates here. So we can move on from this, I think, as well. And I do not have an update on this either. I know Rand said he would be gone for the first half of this meeting. Not sure if he'll be back, but maybe we can chat more about that next time. And here, so as far as this is concerned, I think this is done. I think right now we are in the process of buttoning this up, just making sure everything is as it should be. I think the last things that were on the list were these two items here, which Forrest took care of recently. So I think this is actually complete now, save for those last few steps, which is exciting, because this was a pretty large chunk of work. The yarn berry work is still on the way. I've actually today finished the SBOM generation portion of the yarn install build pack. And I hope to have this pushed up fairly soon. It's been a while and I'd like to get this moving forward. So currently this first issue here is a work in progress, and once that's done, or once that's gotten to a reasonable state, then we might be able to work in parallel on the yarn start and node run script stuff. But all in all, I think it's going well. And I forgot to start the recording, I think. My
No, I think
apologies.
it's already
No,
recording.
I think it's recording fine, Timothy.
Okay,
Just go ahead.
cool. Thank you for that. And this, I think, has begun. I think the issue is that it just hasn't been implemented in all the build packs. I know a bunch of folks went around and created issues for this and PRs for this on various build packs, but I think it's in varying states of completion. Um, for example, here for Ruby. So there's a lot of conversation that seems to be happening here on the issue itself. But other than this message from 3 months ago, I'm not sure that I have any other context on this particular issue. So that's it for the stuff in progress. And these are in needs investigation. Ah, right. No, this is the not what I was thinking of. But yes, I don't have any context here, and I don't think any of the folks who do are present. I think this would be a question probably for the Ruby maintainers, both of whom ran, or all of whom ran, Rob and Sophie are absent today. So um, we will get updates on that the next time, I think. And it still seems like just Java and Rust remaining here. Not sure. I think we had wanted to reach out to Dan on this, but I'm not sure if anyone actually did. So I should probably make a note to follow up on that again. And this one seems to be done. This is I think, the work that I alluded to earlier that Forrest wrapped up as far as the dependencies, which has now been pushed into the .NET Core language family build pack. So this seems all good. All right, and I think we're at the end of the roadmap. Does anyone have any questions or any comments on things they'd like to see, things they didn't see here that we've discussed so far?
Just a quick question. I know that in kind of like these meetings, ARM has been discussed as like something that's important and probably a roadmap item, but I don't see it on the roadmap. Is that, I mean, like I know people are not in the meeting, so can't really get an answer, but do you know if that's going to be added to the roadmap?
Um, I would expect so. I think it's still something that's important to us. I'm not sure about the specific priority of it. But I don't think it's just been forgotten about, if that's what you're worried about. I think I would expect that that work will be done on that at some point soon, but I'm
Cool.
not sure specifically.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we can do after this call is bring this up on Slack. So maybe somebody can give us an update async.
Sure,
Maybe some of the folks not here might have an answer to that, but uh, let's do that.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, and it is helpful to have folks ask about it as well, just to reinvigorate the conversation from time to time. Um, all right. Let me. So that I think takes care of what we'd like to cover for the roadmap. Um, let's go through some outstanding RFCs as we usually do. I will share again. All right, sorry about that. All right, let's start the bottom here. Well, this one says blocked.
Yeah.
Can y'all still
Yeah.
see my screen, by the way?
Yeah, we can see it.
Cool.
Yeah, that one's still blocked. We gotta get some other RFCs done first.
Got you. All right. And this one, anyone have any update on this one? Looks like there's still some conversation happening here.
I think it's waiting for input from Danielle again. Right.
Got you. Okay. Sounds good. This one. Does anyone here have any context on this one? All right. And well, actually, so when was the last comment here? Okay. It seems like David is on top of this, but maybe we can ping him asynchronously and see what's up with that. This is the one we just saw. And how about this one? Selecting the next default Java version. Suspect that might be in a similar place. Actually,
I think that one's approved.
this one seems ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. February 5th. So, yeah, so get your comments and votes in before February 5th. Otherwise, this looks like it will be merged in pretty soon. And Kevin, this looks like one of yours.
Yeah, Daniel wanted to get that previous one done before we moved on with this one, but there's still some discussions going on with this one, I think.
Got you. Fair enough. And the last one. Anyone know anything about this one?
Yeah, I know a little bit about that one.
Cool. It seems like, okay. Dan commented very recently. So seems like the comments will probably pick up here in a little bit. Is there any context you wanted to add though?
No, it's just to say that this is one of the things that's falling out as we're starting to look at moving forwards to having extensions that can provide dependencies rather than build packs that provide dependencies, which is what we'll need when we're looking forward to UBI-based images. So then you end up with basically two things that are trying to do the same thing. And rather than duplicating the code between those two things, we're looking to try and make that piece of code common and then drive it from two different places. So I don't expect there'll be too much trouble on that one. It's just a question of, yeah, do we want to do this? And if we want to do this, then we'll make it happen.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right, that's it for outstanding RFCs. We can move into CNB updates and questions. Seems like some folks have gotten busy down here.
Yeah, I posted that. I just
Gotcha.
wanted to make everybody aware that there's a mentoring project where like ARM support and multi-art support is going to get looked at and worked on. And I just wanted to make the Paketo community aware of it. in case they want to
Okay.
get involved and, have some say in any of it.
That's helpful. Thanks. Cool. And then the second one here, is
That's
this
just
related?
yeah, it's the same thing. I
Got
just,
you.
multiple, there's more information in the Slack thread, so you don't need to look at it right now. It's fine.
Got you. Does anyone else have any CNB updates or questions before we move into the project update and opening up the floor? All right. There's a new blog post by Ran detailing the 2023 roadmap, which ARM64 is at the top of. So hopefully that allays some of folks' fears. But yeah, give this a read when you have a moment, just to see what we'll be up to this year. And with that, I think I'll open the floor up to folks who might have anything to talk about specifically.
Sure. I mean, just again, we're at the moment starting to write up the RFC for the UBI images. Started a discussion over in the discussion forum the other week. If you're interested in UBI images, if you've got thoughts, if you care about what we're doing here, I would love to have your input now, because then I can write that into the RFC as I'm putting it together. Otherwise, we'll be having the same discussion as we get through the RFC review stage. So yeah, if you've got thoughts, I've written up roughly where I think I'm going with it. Looks like Rob's already replied and I've replied to him. So I'm just after any other feedback, any other input that you've got for UBI images, please pile in on the discussion thread. I'll just put the link into the chat here. That's all from me.
Cool. And that's the very last RFC we looked at, right? The sharing Node.js Buildpacks /
No,
extension.
this is an RFC I've yet to write. I'm in the
you.
process of beginning to write it, and it will be submitted once it. But yeah, it's to cover the introduction of UBI images as a whole. So we'll need to create various repositories, but there's a sort of a discussion that we can have here about how we want to go about doing this. What does a UBI image mean to somebody who's already working on Paketo, for instance? Because I've got very clear ideas about where I want to take this, but I want to make sure that I'm not doing this in a way that is surprising or contrary to the goals of what other people who have been part of the project longer than I have want to see from it.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Quick question. I'm going to read that. That's very helpful. So is this something where like Red Hat's going to be publishing and maintaining them? It's not going to be a Paketo image.
The goal is that they should be Paketo images at this point, that eventually they will become Paketo supported images alongside the jammy ones and the other Ubuntu based images. It'll just be another alternative that Paketo's offering. There is the possibility moving forwards that then may become an upstream for a Red Hat commercial supplied offering, but that's a secondary thing here. The main thing is that we're looking to make this work within Paketo. That's the goal. What happens after that is product management, which is not my department.
Cool, that's good. Thank you.
Cool. Anyone else have any topics they'd like to get into here in this section?
Maybe a quick update on my efforts of getting rid of deprecated GitHub Actions features. So with merging this to the pipeline builder from the Java team, I guess I'm positive that we will make it before the features are disabled in May. So there are a few custom GitHub action files left in a few repos like the Paketo website. It still needs updating, but then I guess yeah, we are ready for for May, I guess, or I think in 3rd of June, they would disable the deprecated features. In case you see some warning somewhere that deprecated feature is used in a GitHub action run, yeah, just maybe you can send it around to me that I can have a look there and also update this. Yeah, in case I missed something. I know that there are still some left, but yeah. If you see that, just give a heads up to me.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for that. And you said we should reach out to you in case of any what exactly?
So if you use this in the GitHub action, this deprecated syntax, it will generate a warning in the action.
Right.
So you will see that in the logs, that like some yellow box kind of thing that using deprecated feature there. And yeah, if you see that, and I'm not done yet with all repos, so we'll continue on Friday the topic. But yeah. Most of the repos should be done, and if you see something, maybe give me a quick heads up and I'll have a look at it.
All right. Anything else? Anything top of mind for folks? If not, then I can give you some time back, but just want to leave a couple more seconds open for anyone to voice anything they had. All right, cool. Doesn't sound like there is anything else to get into right now. So I think we can call it there for today. I apologize. I did not have too much context for some of the things we looked over in the roadmap today, but hope to see you guys next time and hope you all enjoyed today.
Sounds good. See you.
See you.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye bye.